Hi, we are just gonna take a pause, okay? I've got my Starbucks. We're just gonna sit down and talk about my goals for this year. I feel like something about this new year specifically, I feel like there's been so much pressure on it, and just like my whole TikTok For You page is just all of these videos of eating healthy and 75 hard and all of the it just spikes my cortisol, and it's not good for anyone, okay? It's not. We're gonna take a moment, okay, and I had my little list of things that I wanted to accomplish this year and how I wanted to change and progress myself. And then I started seeing all of these TikToks that were just stressing me out. And I was like, okay, no, we're gonna backpedal a little bit on that and just feel like it was a real wake up call. Before I begin, my opinion on the new year, I think it you can't just the clock can't strike midnight and everything changes it's Cinderella, right? Okay, it takes work, it takes constant progression, and nothing's gonna happen overnight. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I think New Year's specifically is so incredibly commercialized to just make us feel like we need to buy gym memberships and green juices and healthy foods and all of those things are great, yes, but we have to be doing them for the right reasons, okay? We want to be on the path to becoming better versions of ourselves, not pulling everything from our being so we can go run 5 miles at the gym and spike our cortisol doing all of these hard workouts. It's just, if I have learned one thing from my whole journey to bettering myself and my body, my spirit, whatever, it is that for me personally, slowing down and doing softer, more rooted practices is so much more beneficial for my overall body, spirit, mind, whatever. 75 hard, bye. If that works for someone, great, not me. It's not gonna happen. So I have my little list of goals and stuff that I want to accomplish this year, but I just wanted to start off by saying it's I'm so pale right now. Ooh. Goal for this year, overarching theme, is just softer, simpler, tapping into the divine feminine and just softening, okay? We live in a stressful world, okay? Why would we want to add more stress onto ourselves with all of these rigid diet plans and workout plans and whatever? Let's just... When I have laid off myself and kind of just let my body do its own thing and tell me what it wants, tell me what it needs, that's when the weight started coming off. That's when my mind started softening. That's when my heart started opening up. And I was like, okay, there's something to this of just letting your body do what it needs to do, okay? A couple of these are repeats from my Glow Up Summer 2022 video. I posted that in October. I'll link that in the description box if you want to go watch that video for some more inspiration, that kind of thing. But I'll also link the printout and lock screen that I made for the Glow Up list of things to do. I'm still following all of those, but I'm just gonna cover a few of them in this video. Little practice that I like to do when I am in this space. I'm sure a lot of you are probably watching this in the space of oh my god, I want to change every single thing about myself and my goals and my this and my that, and I need to completely revamp my entire lifestyle. Absolutely, let's do it. But first, we're gonna visualize. Okay, so this is what, oh, see, the sun and the universe want you to visualize. If you're new here, you're this girl's completely woo-woo, insane, crazy. I am. We're gonna visualize that person, okay, that you want to become. So this is what I do. I'll close my eyes, I'll grab my journal, or sometimes I even do this in the shower. It's so lovely. And I just think about okay, so I envision in my head, okay, who is the person that I want to become? Who is my ideal self? What does she look like? What does she wear? How is she perceived by other people? How does she make other people feel? How does she treat other people? How does she treat herself in her mind? all of those things like come into account for me, and I find that I'm so much more successful in like achieving the goals I set for myself when I actually visualize like the person that I'm trying to embody. Like not the person, but like the version of myself that I'm trying to embody, because she already exists. I just have to step into her power. Is it in your head? Okay, in your mind's eye, see it. Then let me grab everything down. Okay, so you're gonna write down what does her hair look like? How does she talk? What are words that she uses? What's her vocabulary like? What is she posting on social media? What is she wearing? All of it in your journal. Get it in writing. That way you can always reference it and go back to it, okay? Then you go to Pinterest and create a Pinterest board on like the person that you want to become, like the person that you want to embody. So places that she goes, people that she sees, relationships that she has, outfits that she wears, like all of it, okay? Pretend like it's her Instagram feed. Then, this is the extra step, and I think I'm going to do this tonight. Print out all of those pictures and put them in your journal. Okay, so like for me, I have my nanny gave me, oh my god, see, they're all in here. If you're new and you haven't seen these, my nanny gave me all of the Polaroids from her trip to Greece in like the 1970s. So I just like have them taped into the back of my journal, and they go everywhere with me. They're constantly just manifesting and brewing. Very important. It's just the visualization aspect of it. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and when we actually like picture things in our brain and we're able to like create mental images, like a different alpha wave is turned on, and our brain like can't tell the difference between like if it's actually happening or if we're just visualizing it. So then you receive that like emotion and that serotonin boost of like if you were actually experiencing that thing, which I think is so cool. I've been doing that a lot, and it just kind of helps me kickstart on my goals for, god, the lighting is so much better when it's sunny. It's fine. Yoga / daily movement. This is being carried over from my glow up plan. Oh my god, okay. This is being carried over from my glow up plan, but basically just finding 30 minutes to an hour every single day just to dedicate to like straight moving my body, getting my blood flowing, whether that's walking, yoga, just like stretching. That's all of the workouts that I do. But just finding like time every single day to just like move your body. Daily movement, okay? Not only is it gonna be good for your body, obviously when you're adding in that extra movement, it's good for your cardiovascular system, your muscles, like all of the systems are gonna love you for it. But it's also gonna be so good for you mentally. I can't tell you the lengths my mind has changed and the way my thinking has changed since I started doing yoga every single day. Yoga with Adriene right now, she's doing her for the past like 4 or 5 years, she's done a 30-day yoga series during the month of January where she posts a different video every single day and they all like flow into each other. It's so good. I'm on I think it's day 9. I just did my day 9 practice. So I'll link that down below, and I'm also going to do a whole blog post with all of these things on it just so you can all reference that whenever you need to. So that'll also be linked down below. But it's so good. I like cannot recommend yoga enough. And even if you're just like, you think yoga's too like woo woo and like kind of out there for you, just try it. Try one practice with Adriene, okay? I swear to God, you'll feel so good after. It's just amazing. Like physically you feel really good, but even like mentally, I did this like pranayama technique. It's a breath technique where it's like alternate nostril breathing, and I literally felt high afterwards. Like it felt so good, and I was just so like, it was amazing. Okay, next goal, I really want to get more into breath work. I was listening to a podcast, The Skinny Confidential. Also highly recommend that if you're into like wellness and all of that sort of stuff, becoming the best version of yourself. And there was a podcast on with this like breath work expert, and he was basically talking about like when we're born we know how to breathe, but then as we get older, like we learn the incorrect way to breathe from our parents. So like as babies we breathe into our bellies, but as adults we breathe like into our chests, which I thought was so interesting, and how we also like tend to breathe like through our mouths instead of our noses. it was so fascinating. So I've been trying to work on that and like doing like really deep belly breaths opposed to like breathing up into your chest. Journaling every day. Okay, I have fallen so deep off of like my journaling wagon. I don't know what it, I think it's because I've been traveling so much. Like I literally bring my journal with me everywhere. Like it's in my purse with me constantly. And I was so good about like every single day for a solid like 10 to 15 minutes I would journal. Like at night I would light all of my candles, I would light my incense, I would like read for 10 minutes and then journal and stretch and yoga and breathing and like meditate, all of it, like the whole works. I had the whole like setup going. And then like 6 months ago I started traveling so much, so it was just like really hard to kind of, I don't know, I feel like I would go on a trip and I would like journal like a little tiny bit on the trip, but you know, there's no like, I don't know, you're just kind of like going with the flow and doing whatever. So I would just forget about it, and then I would get home and try and like rebound, and it got lost in the shuffle. So I'm gonna start with just like 5 solid minutes every single day of journaling, just to like try and at least get me back into it, because I do miss it so much. And like for me, emotion, like I'm a very, very emotional person, like total empath, just like I'm so filled with emotion all the time. And when I don't get that emotion out, I just like cry like a lot, and I store a lot of emotion in my hips. So like I've been working on my hips and yoga, and it's just like literally when we were in South Carolina the other day, I cried for a straight like 2 hours. I just sat on the beach and cried, and I was like, I'm in one of my favorite places. I'm so happy. Where is this coming from? It's just like all of the pent up emotion helps so much when I just get my emotions out on paper and actually write it out, and it's just, my head's so much more clear. So I gotta get back into it. It's really becoming a problem. Next, another goal, focusing on like creation and just like softening, because I feel like in the past year I grew so much as a person, like as like intellectually my mind grew because I learned so much more, but I was so hard on myself for not like doing everything that I wanted to do, or not like feeling like I didn't accomplish enough in a day, or I wasn't like, I was just like, I'm so, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, like I wouldn't say the things that I say to myself in my head, I would not say them to anyone else. Like my worst enemy, I would not repeat the things that I repeat to myself. And it's so detrimental, and it's gotten to a point where I'm just like, I'm so sick and tired of it. Like I'm so done with being so mean to myself. Like it just, there's no point in it. It's not helping me. It's not productive in any way. It's just this stupid cycle that I've gotten stuck into, and I'm like, I'm so done with it. Like I can't deal with it anymore. So this year I am focusing on like catching myself in those negative thoughts about myself, in those moments of like doubt when I don't like feel confident, or I don't feel like I'm doing enough, or oh, I only did like I only walked 5,000 steps instead of 10,000. Like just being like softer and more gentle with my heart, because I am I'm a very sensitive person. I have a very sensitive soul. I'm very emotional, and I think a lot of the reason that I just kind of get so caught up in my emotions is because I'm just so mean to myself all the time. It's very, very sad, and I don't want to live like that anymore. So I'm going to start off by doing affirmations, because I feel like I want to try and like trick myself into it, right? Because I don't like actually believe, and that's, of course, it's a process, you know. It's so hard when everyone's all like, oh, self-love, love yourself, you're beautiful, you're whatever. It's so hard. Like it feels impossible at times. Okay, I don't like how my body looks. I don't like how my hair looks. I don't like what I wear. Like, you know, incredibly hard and toxic. And in order to switch the way I'm thinking, I'm just gonna trick myself. So we're writing a bunch of affirmations. I am beautiful, I am kind, I am enough, I am worthy, and I'm just gonna like repeat them to myself, and I'm gonna like find a video on YouTube that just like repeats that kind of crap over to me like while I'm sleeping during the night, to try and like subconsciously trick me into thinking it. I'll let you know how it goes. Next, 10,000 steps a day. Here's the thing with this, okay? I am the kind of person that can go like really, really toxic really quick with something, and I can become very, very obsessive over it and it gets to a point where it's not healthy. So when I set certain routines or certain like standards, or I want to do this every day, I can get a little like overboard with it. So walking 10,000 steps a day is so important for your body, just to get moving. It's a low cortisol way of moving your body, getting in those extra, because you know, as I always go back to, like, I love thinking about, like, historically as humans, what were we doing every single day? What were we eating? What were our activities like? And as like human beings, like Homo sapiens, we were constantly like walking around looking for food and berries and trying to, like, you know, whatever. So you're constantly walking, and that's where those 10,000 steps comes from. So for me, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to adopt a lifestyle that is more active and like walking based. So like when I go to the gym, I'll park at the top of the parking garage away from the stairs. That way I have to like walk all the way to the stairs and walk all, you know, just trying to do like small activities like that. Like I will get so toxic in my head with this about like, oh, well, I didn't go to the gym today and I only had 7,000 steps. That means I can't eat, whatever, you know? So I'm really working on the whole idea of like, I do it because it's good for my body, and because it's good for my mind, and not trying to twist it and being like, you know, making it like detrimental to my mind. So I'm still trying to do my 10,000 steps a day. However, I've noticed when I'm like traveling, I walk so much, you know, because we're constantly walking like to and from, like we'll go to little like coffee shops or Starbucks, or like walking beaches, like walking, like when we were in Charleston, like just like walking around Charleston, seeing all the old buildings. So I'm trying to like adopt that more into my lifestyle when I'm at home, of just trying to like put activities into my day that make me walk more. I don't like to talk about like weight loss or like eating for weight loss. It makes me really uncomfortable, and I've struggled a lot with different like disordered eating thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really like to like voice my opinion on that, because I feel like I'm not a very good source of information for it. However, once I started doing like the more steps, like the hot girl walks, going on a walk, listening to a podcast, getting more steps into, what is going on with the lighting? Okay, that's better. I did notice a significant change in my body, and just like the softening, you know, like not just like, right? I don't want like the big like muscle, and like if you want that, like that's amazing. Like good for you. I wish I could be like that, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like lifting weights and whatever. Like I want my body like just soft and like toned and strong, but not to like a point where I get like toxic in my own head about it. You know, there's a fine line with me. There's a really fine line that we gotta stay on one side of. Next, this is a big one, okay? My mind, as someone with anxiety, my head is going constantly, okay? No matter how much medication I'm on, no matter what I do, no matter how many steps, if I walk 25,000 steps and I do yoga for 4 hours and I'm constantly moving and like doing something and being active, like my head is going constantly. And the things that I am saying to myself in my head, like we mentioned, are not good. And also the things that I'm saying about a lot of other people around me are not good. The most specific example I can think of is driving, okay? Like constantly when I'm driving, I'm worried like, oh my God, is the person behind me, like, do they think I'm going too slow? Am I not moved up enough? Is this person gonna be mad at me? Am I gonna get beeped at? Like, and it's just so stupid. Like what's the point? I'm never going to see these people again. As long as I'm driving like safely, it shouldn't matter, right? So stupid. I gotta work on like like even when I'm in like the grocery store, like pushing the cart in the grocery store, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hope this person isn't like upset if I like go around them, or like, oh, I feel bad if I like go and like grab a couple peaches because the guy's stocking the peaches, and oh well, there's someone in front of the basil, so I have to like so stupid. I'm working on that. Like whenever I'm having those kind of thoughts, I'll just like deep breath. See, I even breathed into my chest there. I was trying to breathe into my stomach, but I breathed. There's so much we have to work on. Traveling internationally. This is all over the place. I am so very sorry. I don't know if this is going to be accessible with COVID. Omicron everywhere, and who knows where their variants are gonna pop up out of nowhere. But I'm crossing my fingers we're gonna be able to do this, but like I said, with the state of the world, I don't know. But that's one of my goals. I put it on my list, you know, vision board it. I don't know. I'm really just hoping for the best at this point. We've had a trip that we have had planned for the past, it's gonna be 3 years, that we have not been able to do because of COVID. So really hoping we're gonna be able to do it this year, but if not, you know, I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason and that everything will happen in its own time. So, okay, next is being more present. Okay, I don't know if it's like me and like my own specific breed of mental illness, or like if I'm just, I don't know what it is, but I like have been completely dissociated from like this reality for several weeks. Like I really don't, like I feel like I'm here physically, okay, but like mentally I don't even know where I am, okay? Like I don't remember half of yesterday. I don't remember like driving and going to Starbucks this morning, but like it's like really concerning to me, actually. I've mentioned it to my doctor and he says that it's just like I'm really just distracted a lot of times and I'm just not like present and focused. So I feel like I'm gonna try and be more present and just like I don't even know how to do it. Like I don't feel like example for you, I filmed this video like 2 days ago and then I was watching it back editing, and like the things that were coming out of my mouth were like completely unrelated and I don't really know where they came from. And it was too difficult to like edit them. Like I don't know. Like it's concerning. Next, okay. This is my main one. Effortless beauty, okay? Living an effortless lifestyle. Go green juice, girls. Honestly, waking up at like 6:30 every morning and doing your like hardcore workout with your weights and then having your green juice and your overnight oats and all of your, like, that's amazing. Like, go you. Couldn't be me. But then I'm also thinking about it and I was getting kind of mad at myself the other day and I was like, oh, well, why can't you like abide to this like certain lifestyle? Like try living by a routine. Routines don't work for me. It just doesn't happen. I'm a Sagittarius rising, free spirit, not gonna work for me. I was like scrolling through my Pinterest boards and I was looking at all of these, like, you know, the visions of like what I want my life to be like, and traveling and love and all these things. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, do you think one of these people on this Pinterest board that's on a boat in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea on the Amalfi Coast wearing like this super cute little itty bitty bikini with her hair flowing and her cheeks are sun-kissed, do you think she got up at 6:30 this morning to lift weights and drink a green juice and manifest in the 5-minute journal, right? Like, I don't think she did. Maybe it's just me. All of that being said, it just comes down to me to living a more like just relaxed, go with the flow kind of lifestyle. And that doesn't work for a lot of people, and that's fine. Like if you're more structured or whatever, green juice girl might be for you. It's all about finding what works for you. For me, I tend to go my own path. I don't like do things the normal way that everyone else does them. It just doesn't work for me. This year, I'm gonna focus more on just like letting go, releasing my preconceived notions about myself, the way that I have to live my life, and just letting myself like listen to my body. What does my body need in this moment? What does my heart and my mind and my soul need? Do I need to do yoga for 2 hours and sit in pigeon pose and cry? Probably. Do I need to chug down a smoothie filled with spinach and like other vegetables that I can't stand? No. Let's have a bowl of fruit instead. And I get nutrition and I get whatever. But like, really, come on. I feel like I'm going to be much happier with myself if I am doing what I can and doing it in a way that's like healthy for me mentally. Really caught up in this like diet culture cycle of just, you know, Whatever. Okay. I want to open up my hips this year, okay? Goal is the splits. But like I said, very emotional. I carry, see, universe. She wants me to open up my hips. I carry so much tension in my hips, it's ridiculous. If I just sit in pigeon pose for like an extended period of time, I will start sobbing my eyes out. I really want to get those open and just like release the emotion, okay? All of the pent-up trauma, it's in there. I know it is. I just got to get it out. Really just want to focus on like doing things that feel good, okay? Doing things that make my heart feel good, that make my body feel good, my soul, my like energy. That looks like yoga every day because I love it and it just like opens up my head and my feelings and it's great. So yoga, traveling as much as humanly possible, going to the sun and seeing the sun as much as humanly possible, spending time with family and the people I love, making advancements in my life and doing the things that I want to do, moving by the ocean where it's warm all the time and where I can go to this specific beach that I love and there are dogs everywhere and I go and get to be with the dogs. Just like doing things that fulfill my heart and my soul and not worrying so much about am I like the perfect version of myself to do these things? Because I think I thought like that for so long of like, oh, well, I can't do all of this stuff until my hair is the right length or my body looks like this or I do this every day. Like I used to put so much stipulations on doing things that made me happy and there came a point this year where I was just like, it's just stupid. Like, dude, what are you doing to yourself? So yeah, this year we are going to focus on making ourselves happy, making ourselves feel good, being kinder, softer, gentler to ourselves, to other people, focusing more on like the way our energy is perceived than our physical appearance. Okay, that's gonna be all. I will have everything that I mentioned linked down below. There will be like a whole little synopsis and like list of things on my blog if you want to go check it out. Check out my Pinterest as usual for all of the inspiration and the vision boards. Be kind to yourself today, be gentle with yourself, go grab yourself a Starbucks and do a little hip stretch. Okay, yeah, that's all. I'll see you soon, sending you all of my love.